everybody. It is Case from Q101. This is a Case for, a show in which I have coerced management into letting me talk to my favorite bands. I am joined in the Q101 Lounge today with a few rad dudes, if I say so myself. It is super American. Welcome to the Q101 Lounge. How are you guys doing?
Great,
good.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us.
Good. I like this energy you guys bring. It's a mix of Rod and Todd Flanders and perhaps, oh, God, who else do you remind me of? It's a little, you guys kind of look like you're going to rob a bank, quite honestly.
Hell yeah.
It runs in my family, yeah. So
Is this true?
It is actually true.
Yeah.
Please tell me.
Grandfather, I never met, robbed banks in South Carolina.
Really?
He was actually caught because he cut himself with an AK-47 jumping the counter and left blood behind.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
That's...
You got to plan ahead, you know.
You
for things
do.
like this.
Have you guys seen the movie Point Break with Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze?
I actually haven't.
Okay, First of all, it's sick. It's they surf and they rob banks. That's the American dream. But it makes you think about how, like, I don't know, prior to like 15 years ago, with all the technology we have now, robbing banks used to be so easy. Because what were they going to do? Catch you? No, of course not.
Right. No. Yeah. I mean, it definitely wasn't a bad idea in the beginning.
No, it's great.
As long as it was a well, I'm not justifying any sort of
No,
robbery.
We're not justifying robbing
At
banks.
least robbing a bank, if it was harmless and no one was harmed and only like currency was taken from a big
Because what is
Exactly.
money anyway?
All
What is
these
money
banks
anyway?
are so loaded. But we're not going to talk about banks today. We're going to talk about your band because you guys are a good band. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Hope so. Yeah, hope so.
You guys are on tour right now with Sydney Sprague. How long have we been on the road as of this recording?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3
Yeah.
weeks. So are you guys at a point where you're totally insane? Do we have some sanity left? Mental health check-in, where are we at here?
I feel like we're like 61% sane still. I feel like we've handled the first few weeks pretty good.
Yeah.
It helps knowing we have a week off after our show in Cleveland on Thursday, and then
Nice.
we do another 3 weeks. So it was like 3 weeks on, week off, 3 weeks back on. So
What do you guys spend time doing when you're traveling these 3 weeks? What have been the hobbies, the obsessions that have preoccupied your time?
We've been exercising.
Is that right?
We've been making it more of a point. At least I have personally. Pat's always been pretty good about exercising on tour, but as a group, we've been exercising. Went to Walmart. We got a little bench. I borrowed those Bowflex dumbbells that you can get up to 55 pounds from my dad, and we run. I got new running shoes, so it's been helping the mind.
That's good. You look
So-
great.
Thank you.
What are we lifting now? What kind of weight are we lifting? Can you do 55 pounds on a curl?
No.
No, okay. All right. I didn't know if you guys were secretly jacked underneath these
no,
hoodies.
we're doing like
No.
25, 30-pound curls, I would say.
There's no shame in that.
Yeah.
I have a medical disease that I guess we can talk about now. I wish I could do stuff like that, but I do suffer from LBA, which is little bitch arms. Which is
Okay.
that,
Dang.
despite the fact that I'm 6'2"
Sorry.
and awfully heavy, mind you, because I'm not lifting weight. Can't upper body strength. Never been my thing.
Luckily, there's a cure.
What is that?
It's just lifting weights.
See, that's what everybody says, but then it's like I gotta start somewhere, and the place you gotta start is depressing.
It is.
Yeah.
That's really the whole challenge. But I mean, that's why once I started, I never stopped because I was like, I can't go back there.
Wow.
Keep in mind, I suffer from LBA too, even with the working out, so that's tough. But
I think you look great. I'm all for it.
Thanks.
I like the camo jacket. This is great. You guys look great. How are you feeling? Are we good?
Great, yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I'm gonna check in as the interview
Yeah.
goes on.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are doing great.
We got great sleep last night, too.
Oh, good for you.
I
did
did
not.
sleep last night, which
Where
helps.
did we sleep last night? In a hotel, in a van, down by the river? Where'd we go?
Hotel.
Hotel?
Joliet,
and-
yeah.
Oh, a Joliet hotel. That's
Yeah.
the good
A
life.
nice Hampton Inn, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's
That's
usually where we go because just like being in the city, unless you're staying with a friend, like the hotels don't have lots for you.
yeah, that's true.
Well, because we're towing a trailer. Like
Okay.
they're usually not open air lots. They're like parking garages. So
I'm always curious because I respect the grind of a DIY band, so much. Are there any situations you've been in where you're like, oh man, I can't believe I have to sleep here tonight? What's the worst place you guys ever stayed at overnight?
there's a few. I mean, we have slept in the van a few times, and I know people like some bands that we've met do that. Like it's a normal thing, but like it doesn't really work for us. So we usually get a hotel or stay with a friend. I don't think it really much could be worse than sleeping in the van.
Oh, I got a worse one. I remember years ago we were in New York when we stayed with Elliot's friend. in like this stone basement, and there was just like a mattress on the ground. But the yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I guess I can't really get into details on this platform, but it wasn't great. I'll put it that way. Yeah,
that sounds ominous.
the stone and the dust and the spider webs were like the charming parts of it.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
Yeah, there were other like just items down there that were various
Liquids
natures
of
and
such sorts.
all different mediums.
biological
Okay.
matter,
Mm.
hair.
Hair.
Yeah.
That's gross.
There's a lot of
things like
hair.
that, yeah.
That's disgusting. I'm very sorry to hear that. What are we eating on the road?
I am pretty limited in between cities because I like to eat vegan when I can. So I'm eating like Lenny Larry, like protein bars and shit like that.
Respect.
Yeah. I don't know. We went out to dinner last night. Everybody got a burger.
Yeah.
Steak. Matt got a steak.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. I've been trying not to drink pop. Actually, I haven't been drinking any soda, I should say.
Congratulations. That's my biggest vice. I don't drink alcohol, but
This
I'm a
winter,
Mountain
I
Dew
got down
fiend.
bad into the sodas.
It gets you, man. Because
Yeah.
you do one a day, and then you're like, well, I'll have a Saturday where I drink 7, and then you're
But then you're just like, well, then I'll stop on Sunday.
Yeah, and then you
it's like, I'll
can't.
stop on next Sunday.
yeah, exactly.
And then it's now.
What's your soda of choice?
Pepsi in the winter, Coke in the summer.
This is the most interesting thing I've ever heard. Why are you seasonal about
Insane
it?
take.
I don't know. I just think over the years, I just think like a cold Coca-Cola, like if you're grabbing out of a cooler at like a barbecue in the summer and it's hot, is just a little bit better than a Pepsi in that circumstance. But Pepsi in the winter just feels a little more comforting. It's just a little warmer on the soul. I don't know. It's just a little different.
I love that. Do you agree or disagree?
I don't drink a lot of pop or soda, but if I am treating myself to one, I like it to be a fountain Coke. I
Okay.
would say, yeah.
Fountain Coke is good too.
Yeah, it's hard to beat. All right, well, let's talk music. You guys have a new record out, Gangster of Love. It's fantastic.
Check it
What
out.
are we most proud of on this record? What's the thing that when you finished recording it, you were like, this is why I do this?
I would say I think it's really the first time that we actually made an album intentionally. Like our prior efforts were more so not that we didn't try, of course, but they just weren't as like cohesive as an idea in terms of like the journey throughout the album. So I think that was the thing I was most proud of. We like both spent time hammering that out, so I liked that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think like looking back on it in hindsight, now that it's been the album's obviously only out for a little bit, but we've kind of moved past it emotionally since it's been made almost a year and a half ago and through the writing process and demos and yada yada. But I think ultimately in hindsight, we both in several different moments were able to do, at least at the time, the best that we could do at what we each do in the band. And then to be able to put that into a cohesive piece was really satisfying. And having someone like Sam Guayana who produced the album, to really help facilitate and not even facilitate, I should say, more so assure our intentions and energies, and was able to capture that, made it all really put the bow on top, I guess. Yeah.
For sure, absolutely. I'm curious. I ask a lot of bands this because, like, as soon as you guys leave here, I'm going to think about the 4 things that I should have asked you, and the one thing that I'm like, oh man, that was dumb. I shouldn't have brought that up. But when you guys sit on a finished product like this album for so long, are there now things that nag at you where you're like, oh man, why did we do that on this song? We could have done this instead. Or once it's out, and you're just content with everything on the record?
Yeah, I don't personally tend to look at it like that. I more so just have an appetite to make more music once it's out. Like, once it's done, I know that can't be changed. So I tend to move on emotionally very quick. Even sometimes with songs before they're even like recorded for an album. Sometimes like listening to a demo or something, I'm already like, okay, that's over and done. And I just want to like create something that feels truer to me now.
For sure, absolutely.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Okay, good.
I try not to, going into this when I knew that whatever it was going to be, it was going to be. So
Yeah, absolutely.
just kind of tried to let go a lot more.
This is maybe an odd question for a band that's, at this point in time playing small room emo music, where obviously we hope that you guys, as you continue to play, will be playing massive, massive rooms at some point. But how concerned legacy are you with your digital footprint? That like, hey, you know, I am in a band and this album is gonna live on. Do you ever worry about 5 years from now, 10 years from now, is this gonna age well just in terms of either, you know, societal changes or just in terms of like, oh, am I gonna be embarrassed by this? Or is that not really something that factors into your decision making at all?
I would say, at least in the moment for me personally, when making songs for an album, maybe to a fault at times, it's like, we're going to do this all the way and not think about the consequences in that regard. But,
for sure.
So I think I can look back and maybe have those moments where I feel a little embarrassed about older music, but I can also tell myself that at least I was 100% me in that moment. So I don't know if that...
Yeah, I would agree with that for the most part. I don't think like I'm ever consciously making a decision on my legacy just because I don't like. I feel like that's something you earn over time.
For
like,
sure.
I don't ever feel like we've like gotten there. So.
And legacy is also a gross word. There should be a smaller. There should be a
Right.
step down. It should have the same meaning but have
Like
less
reputation
impact.
or like-
Reputation, maybe.
yeah.
That's fair. Legacy is gross when I hear it back. I got to stop
sounds
saying that word.
morbid.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it definitely sounded like too big of a word when it came out of my mouth. I was like, oh my god.
Let's talk about music videos for a second, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Are music videos a pain in the ass to make?
Kind of. I would say, yeah. It's just a very different process from like recording music, which we're not necessarily used to, and we only do it like a couple times every time we make an album. So it's like 1 or 2 days of just go,
Chaos.
and doing stuff that you're not really comfortable with, like
Yeah.
getting slime.
I was
freezing
going to ask
slime
about
poured on
this.
you.
You guys got slimed in a music video recently.
Yeah.
Talk about this decision. How did the idea come about? Because the music video is absolutely sick. And I'm gonna screw up the verbiage of the song title, but I hope Pitchfork doesn't hear this. Did I nail it?
Hopefully Pitchfork doesn't hear this.
Hopefully Pitchfork
technically,
doesn't
yeah.
hear this. Although I kind of wish they would, because I think they might like it. Although that website's dead. We can talk about Pitchfork in just a second. But how did the concept of sliming come about for that video?
Michael Herrick, who directed the video, came up with that idea. We sent him like a mood board of like stuff we liked, which I think is kind of how it ended up in a roller skating rink. But he took liberties with the idea and came up with all of it, and we were down, of course. It sounded fun. It was definitely more fun on paper, I would say, than it was just freezing cold water.
I was going to ask what it was made of. It was just cold water?
Yeah, mixed with some type of like chemical, like gunk. Yeah, but they were just taking tap water from like an Ohio, like
Roller rink.
rink in like
Insane.
early spring when it was still like freezing out, if I remember correctly. So it was just really cold, but we only did one take, so like we had to withstand it for like 90 seconds probably, and that was it.
Okay. The cleanup process wasn't bad. You didn't get anything stuck anywhere or anything?
It was just terrible.
Oh, yeah, it was bad. I think we got in the van and drove home 5 hours. Didn't shower.
No
until we got
shower?
home, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing I've ever
Yeah.
heard. That's
Yeah.
gnarly.
It was a great shower when I got home, though.
Oh, my God.
I have a really
yeah.
good shower head, so that's,
Talk
I'm
to me
loyal
about it.
to
What kind of functions
Powerful,
we got?
wide.
Mm.
If you got like an itchy back, like, you can go in there and get it done. It's
Yeah,
nice. It's really
yeah.
nice.
What kind of shower head are we rocking?
Really not a great one. I live in an old house in Buffalo's west side, and it's actually a pretty nice apartment. I really enjoy it, but probably the oldest thing is the tub and like the shower head. So it's I'm slumming it a little bit with my shower head.
All right. Well, hopefully in the next time we talk, a nicer shower head is in your future.
Yeah, we're working on it.
I've got-
Santa's got it.
Say that again?
Santa's got it.
Santa. Oh,
Yeah.
God. A shower head from Santa. Every little boy's dream. What a Christmas that would be.
Every big boy's dream.
I've got one last question for you guys, and I'll vamp after I ask it to give you guys a second to think, because I think it's going to involve some thought here. But, this show is a case for underground and emerging artists that I think the Q101 audience should be aware of, bands like yourself that I really enjoy. I want everybody, you guys are the first ones to do this. I want everybody at the end of the episodes to start making a case for something that they enjoy. And that could be a shower head. That could be getting slimed on camera. That could be anything you want. But please, let's go in descending order here and make a case for something before we go.
Ooh.
It's a lot of pressure.
It can be anything. It doesn't have to
It could be
music,
anything.
really.
Yeah. If you have one.
I definitely do. I'm trying to think of something that I enjoy that might be a little out of the box. Okay. I probably eat a fish fry more than the average person.
Really?
Yeah, beer battered fish fry.
Okay.
I think it should be available not only on Fridays.
I like that.
Yeah, it's usually just a Friday only thing. I
That's
think
right.
it should be every
during
day of the
Lent.
week.
During
Yeah,
Lent.
shout out to
during
the
Lent,
Catholics
yeah.
for making that happen.
Yeah.
We did that. Wow. All right, we're pro fish fry here.
Pro fish fry.
We're making a case for fish fries. What about you, sir?
I'll stick with the marine theme, I guess, a little bit. I would say I'd like to make a case for everybody going in the ocean, going to the beach, getting in that salt water because you'll just feel a lot better.
I like that.
Yeah.
The ocean's a little scary. A lot of creatures in there.
I know there's some things happening this summer. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. I won't get into that. But if you safely spend time at the beach and go in the ocean, your mental health will thank you.
Have you guys dipped into Lake Michigan yet?
No.
No,
Okay.
I would though. We're Lake Erie boys. You can't swim in that. So,
Really?
yeah.
Is it territorial? You guys are loyal to Lake Erie?
No. If anything, we would be rebellious against. It's disgusting. Yeah.
Well, rebel against the system.
Yep.
Rebel against Lake Erie. Before we go, is there anything you guys want to plug? I think you guys are excellent. How can people hear your band?
Anywhere you can stream music, follow us at Sup American on any social media. We're going on tour supporting Neck Deep in October, playing like 15 shows. One in Vegas. We're going to be in Vegas for When We Were Young Fest. We're not playing that, but we're playing a side show with them. Yeah, our new album, Gangster of Love, is out now.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you guys so much. If you enjoyed this, new episodes every Monday on Q101's YouTube channel featuring bands like, I don't know, Jeff Rosenstock and Militarie Gun and Knocked Loose and a bunch of other cool bands. Those live on Q101's YouTube channel every Monday. I am Case. This is A Case For. Thank you so much.